Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. It's a Brawl edition again. We're going to be playing the latest Tavern Brawl, which is the 6-shooter Tavern Brawl, one of the more interesting ones that we've had. We make a 6-card deck. That's the deck, and as soon as you draw out of cards, those same 6 cards then get shuffled back into your deck. So really heavy combo-based Brawl, a really fun one. You can actually be pretty creative with this one. But what we have here is a Inner Fire Priest OTK combo by MrGurubashi's. So going for some Northshire Clerics, some Radiant Elementals combined with Power Word Shield, Divine Spirit to double their toughness, and Inner Fire to make their attack equal to their health. So trying to power up, make a big boy with a nice big butt, and then turn him into a nice big attacker, hopefully kill our opponent. There's a silence in here, which I'm not too sure why. I assume that's just kind of an answer to a lot of the field. But we're going to jump into some games and see how this one goes. Okay, up here against the Warlock. I guess we will send back the Inner Fire, maybe? No, we'll keep it. So I'm not too sure if there's an exact game plan for this deck. I did see that the Master Kiwi and Bacon posted up a video of this, managed to get some wins. I still haven't watched it yet. The old succubus. So we can go off this turn. I guess we'll start with Radiant Elemental. Guess we'll make it 10-10, right? Just hit our opponent for 10. Get our clock on. Haven't played last since I talked about it. It's good but complex. Yeah, one of the things I noticed, so this is about Magic Arena, is, so I updated it and played a little bit last night, because they're including these codes in all the packs where you get some you get a free sealed event for attending the pre-release. You get a free sealed event on Magic Arena. So I was just playing around with it, and I think the big thing that the big thing for me that I noticed when switching from Hearthstone to Arena is just how inflexible the UI feels. Everything feels so rigid. Whereas with Hearthstone, there's so much fluidity with the user interface. Everything kind of pops nice and smoothly, and you're never kind of battling with the interface. So that's one thing I really immediately noticed out of Arena. Anyway, we slayed that fool. That was pretty cool. Let's try and do it again. Okay.
None can escape my fury. The light shall bring victory.
So I guess we want to find the Northshire Cleric so that we have a turn 1 play. Yeah, attack phase is the worst for UI. Attack phase was pretty bad. I just remember, like, one of the first games that I played, my opponent had a card called, I think it's Legion Warboss. So he's a 3-mana guy, and he says at the beginning of combat, create a 1/1 goblin, and the goblin attacks. So, in Magic, usually when we have these kinds of effects, you know, people are very clear about, like, okay, I'm gonna go to my combat phase now, and you'll be like, all right, hold up, I'm gonna do a thing. Like, I'm going to make sure that before we go to combat, I'm going to do a thing. And like, it's kind of a little bit clunky to set up stops and everything to make sure you can do that. The other thing that's a little bit clunky is that you have to put that stop back up every single turn. Well, that's unfortunate. So let's see if we die to our opponent's shenanigans. I reckon they've got something cool going on here. If they've got the brand. This is kind of what we were talking about at the start, where this Tavern Brawl really allows you to be pretty ingenious. Allows you to do some funky things. Let's see what our opponent is up to. Okay. So I'm guessing that they can fatigue us, maybe, if we have 10 cards in our hand.
Hand is too full.
Yeah, so it looks like if your hand is full, you'll be able to fatigue your opponent. So is this an infinite? Prep. Conceal. So prep conceal gets their cards down. And they have a coin.
Well played.
I think this is infinite, yeah. Or maybe it's not. Maybe there's a sequence of draws they can get where they don't have any coins left in their hand. They also have to fatigue us before the rope runs out. And the battle cry animation on Cold Light series, pretty long. Cold Light Oracle, rather. But they should have it again, right? Like, our fatigue's pretty high. What was it? 6? So yeah, they just need to have played the Cold Light. Yeah, they got us. So there you go. Pretty sick deck from our opponent. So what's that? Brand, Conceal, Cold Light Oracle, Shadow Step, Coin, Counterfeit Coin, Prep. Pretty cool. I can get behind that. Let's try again. Alright, so here against a mage.
You asked for it. The light shall bring victory.
Yeah, one of the interesting things that they've done with Magic Arena is so in Paper Magic, so we have an effect called Scry. It'll be like Scry 2, for instance, and Scry 2 means look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you can rearrange them on the top or bottom of your library in any amount. So you could say, oh, okay, I want 1 on top, 1 on the bottom, or I'm just going to change the order or something like that.
Right away.
It's a pretty straightforward kind of thing. But, you know, usually you always verbalize this, you know, especially because, you know, you're dealing with a deck with all face down cards. It's not exactly clear all the time what happens. What's the chance that it's Counterspell? It's probably not. It's probably Mana Bind, right? If they're playing the Time Warp. It's not.
Right away.
Cool. Maybe it's Ice Block. It's probably Ice Block. Ice Block seems pretty busted in this kind of format. Yeah, so back onto to Arena, one of the interesting things that they did was make your character like emote
Right away.
with what you're doing with your scries. I think that's a really smart way of not only being like not only telling, like, informing players what's going on in a very clear and concise way. You know, your character will say 1 top, 1 bottom or something. but it also teaches people who are maybe using Arena as a learning tool that, hey, if you do go play Paper Magic, this is a good thing to do. It's good to verbalize, it's good to communicate. And especially from like a judge point of view, from a Magic player's point of view, I think that's really cool. Speaking of really cool, that was a pretty cool game there. Big shout out to MrGurubashi's for this sick deck. We absolutely slayed some nerds, but we got to see some other really cool things. If you haven't played the Tavern Brawl, jump on, play a couple of games. This is definitely one of the more enjoyable ones, and you know, for the next couple of weeks, who knows what Tavern Brawls we'll get. So get your fun in while you can. If you are watching the video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article, including a link to my social media. Best place to catch me is on Twitter at Tommy_wave, or over on Twitch, Tommy_wave on there as well. Come hang out. It's really fun, I swear. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay wavy. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.